In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the focus point and focus modes on your Nikon D3400. And if you want more great videos about photography and the Nikon D3400, make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out the playlist in this card up here. Now, on the D3400, the very first thing you want to do is change the autofocus mode. And in order to be able to change it, you first need to be in either manual mode, aperture priority mode, shutter priority mode, or program auto mode. In any of those modes, the quickest and easiest way to change the autofocus mode is to press this I button on the back of the camera, which activates the quick menu. With the quick menu, you want to navigate down to this second row where you can already see I've got highlighted the AFA, which is the bottom left option, and that is our focus mode. Hit OK on the back of your camera to go in and see the options. Now, by default, the camera is set to this AFA mode, which is a hybrid of both single shot mode, where the camera does what you expect it to do, which is you press the shutter button halfway down and it focuses and it locks focus. It's a combination of that mode and the continuous mode where it tries to track a moving subject. It's basically auto for autofocus, and I honestly don't recommend you use it. What I suggest is when you are shooting normal, non-moving subjects that you use the AFS mode, which is the mode where when you press the shutter button down, you'll get a focus lock on the subject, and that focus will stay locked until you either release the button or press it down to take a photo. And then if you're going to be taking photos of moving subjects of any kind, you would switch it to AFC, which is the focus mode designed to track a moving subject as it moves throughout your scene. So we're going to start with AFS because the focus mode you choose will affect which options you have for focus point selection. So with AFS selected, and the quick menu still active, you can then arrow over to the AF area mode, which is the very next option in the quick menu. And by default, this is set to auto area AF, which is auto mode for focus point selection. The camera will choose what it's going to focus on for you, and you have no control over it. When using single shot focus mode, which is what we just set the focus mode to, I recommend you use the single point AF, which allows you to choose the focus point and put the focus exactly where you want it in the scene. So I'm going to hit OK to select that. And now when I press the shutter button halfway to exit the quick menu and return to normal shooting mode, you will see the focus point grid shown on the back of the camera with the gray box indicating that the center focus point is the currently selected point. In order to change that focus point, all you need to do is use your directional pad on the back of the camera, and as you can see, it'll move around through the 11 different points you can choose from. In addition, you can put the camera up to your eye and see the focus points you're moving through because it will illuminate in red as you are using the directional pad to move that focus point around. Now keep in mind that the focus point stays where you left it, which means you're going to want to check where it is each time you start to take a photo to make sure what you want in focus is actually going to be in focus. Now, as I mentioned, if you're going to be shooting moving subjects, you're going to want to change your focus mode to continuous focus. And when you do that and go over to the autofocus area mode, you'll see we now have two additional options to choose from: the dynamic area AF and the 3D tracking with all 11 points active. The 3D tracking is sort of like the auto mode for tracking focus because it's going to use all 11 focus points to try to track the moving subject in the scene. And if you only have one moving subject in your scene, then that mode will probably work fine. But if you're, say, shooting sports where you have a bunch of different people moving on the scene, the camera might focus on the wrong subject because it doesn't know which one you want to focus on. It's just going to pick what it thinks is the one to focus on. If you want more control over what the camera is going to track when you have multiple moving subjects, then you would want to choose the dynamic area AF mode, which allows you to put the focus point on a particular subject, and then the camera will try to identify that subject and only track that subject in the scene. It's not perfect, so it'll sometimes get fooled, but it's going to be better than the 3D tracking mode because it's going to try to follow and identify the subject that you choose. And just like all of these other settings in manual mode, this is something you're going to need to change back when you're done. So if you go to shoot a sports game and then you're going to go out and take some landscape photos the next day, you're going to want to come back into here and reset the focus point mode to single point autofocus and change your focus mode back to AFS mode. So that's how you change and use the focus modes and focus points on your Nikon D3400. And if you have any questions about the D3400, check the playlist up here in the card. And if I haven't answered your question in any of those videos, then let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for great photography videos and hit that bell icon so you don't miss miss a single one of my videos. And then grab your D3400 and get out there and take some damn photos.